Okay, welcome back to another episode of Secure Governance. I am your host, Jimmy Skirts. I got something very good for you. If you are currently unemployed, if you're graduating high school, you're not quite sure what to do, if you're in tech right now and you just got laid off, let me tell you, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity right now. Or if you're trying to break into tech, you can do it. Right now, Meta, and Meta's laying off thousands. So if you currently worked for Meta and got laid off, you might want to consider this. Right now, Meta is providing education, free education to become a fiber technician. Now, as you know, with AI expanding, you need data centers. You need data centers to hold all of this AI information and data. So you need data centers, and data centers are going to be popping up all over the country. So now Meta has built and will continue to build data centers. But in order to build these data centers and maintain them, they need fiber technicians. And so what they're offering right now is a 4-week fiber technician training. After the training, you will be placed at a data technician center where you will help to build and maintain these centers across the country. So, again, building the AI backbone, the Meta and CBR LevelUp blueprint. Again, Meta owns the data centers. They're partnering with CBRE to implement the 4-week training. And then after that, you will be placed with a private contractor who's building these data centers across the country. And this is a great opportunity if you're trying to break into tech, if you're currently in tech and you've been laid off, if you're unemployed, or if you're college graduate and or excuse me, college graduate or a high school graduate and you don't know what to do with your life and you want to make some money right now, or you're just trying to transition into something else, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. Now, before we start, I left a link to bring you where to the site where you can apply, and I encourage you to do so. Right now, right now, they're spending about $36.9 billion dollars on these data centers for AI. The problem is they don't have the skilled workers for these data centers. Like China, they have the skilled workers. We don't have the skilled workers. Right now, there are 27 operational building data centers across the country. They're going to need 45,000 plus skilled trade jobs supported, but 15,000 active workers. You need about 45, they got about 15. And again, Meta isn't building a workforce out of charity. They are solving a critical bottleneck. Data center demand is at an all-time high, but the physical workforce to build the AI infrastructure does not exist. They're saying, okay, they need 349,000 workers. That's the shortage. That's the shortage. And these are high paying jobs. Okay. And again, there's 27 centers right now. Um, there have been 45,000 skilled trade jobs supported since 2011, 15,000 plus currently active workers out of the 45,000. So, again, to recant what I said earlier, there's a shortage of 349,000 workers. And these are high skilled jobs. And again, if you are unemployed, sitting on your ass, if you're a high school graduate who fell for that lie, the American dream, work hard, graduate high school, go to college, graduate, and everything will be all right. No. Thousands, Hundreds of thousands will be unemployed when they graduate this year. You're going to have to pivot into something that's going to pay. Phase one, zero experience required, no tuition, no fees. Why are you going to go to college? There's thousands of people that are going to graduate this year in debt and they'll be unemployed or they'll end up working at McDonald's or the mall. So you got to pivot right now. You don't need any zero experience required, no tuition, no fees. You got to be 18 plus. So the first phase is that, again, Meta owns the facilities. They're partnering with CBRE to do the education. So 4 weeks of hands-on training operated by CBRE at purpose-built facilities. So you're going to get 4 weeks of intensive training. Once you finish, phase three, direct placement opportunities at an active metadata center construction site in the US. Again, these data centers are going to be all over the country, and they're going to need people to go build them and maintain them. This is an emerging market. This is an emerging market. You want to get in now. These are high paying salaries. So you're going to get the free training, okay? And that's going to get you the entry level job as a data technician. And then there's other certifications that you're going to move up the scale on. So at some point, you'll be making somewhere between $150,000 to $175,000 a year. Quickly. The future of the AI revolution depends on a highly skilled US workforce, one that rises to the challenge of building and maintaining the complex systems that power innovation. So again, this is an opportunity. If you're sitting at home on your ass, if you have a child that's 18, graduated high school, or you're trying to pivot, or you're laid off, jump on this. Again, entry level grads, 18 plus, okay? And a lot of you that are good with your hands in construction, this will be an easy transition. And again, zero cost entry point into tech. You don't need a 4-year degree. Now, if you're an existing trade right now, electrician, low voltage techs, cable pullers, this is something for you to get in now. Get the basic job and then take the certifications and get the higher paying ones. Now, there is one thing that you must be able to do. Ready for physical labor and willing to build from the ground up. This is physical. When you're dealing with cables and wire, it's physical. You got to be able to carry. Okay? While the eligibility floor is generally zero experience, candidates with prior commercial construction exposure drastically shorten their on-the-job learning. So again, if you're already in a trade, but you're looking to make more money, something that has longevity, that's AI proof, you want to get into this. And again, this is a 4-week curriculum. And this is what you're actually going to learn. Part 1, fiber optic cables, installation, handling, and precision splicing protocols. Again, if you're an electrician and you're getting shit wages, get this training, and then once you get hired, take the additional certifications rather, and increase your income. So fiber optic cables. Number 2, network hardware. If you're in IT right now, help desk or any type of networking right now, you want to make more money, this is it. So fiber optic cables number 1. Number 2, network hardware, rack installation and mission critical equipment mounting. Okay. Number 3, environment protocols, working within the rigid architecture of hyperscale data centers. And number 4, safety, ESD compliance. Static discharge can destroy equipment worth more than a truck. Grounding, footwear, and handling protocols are drilled from day one. So you're going to learn everything to help put these data centers together. Now, here's something: the physical reality, day-to-day expectations, the environment. Expect to crawl spaces, drop ceilings, and elevated cable trays at height. This is a cleaner, climate-controlled construction site, but still a construction site. Okay, so you're going to have to get dirty. You're into construction, but you can do it. The hours: 10-hour minimum shifts are standard on active construction schedules. Peak built phases demand heavy overtime. Okay, so now the base salary 75 to 100, but the overtime, you're going to be making 100 something, 200,000 with overtime. The gear: steel-toed boots and ESD compliant footwear are non-negotiable requirements for this site access and clearance. Standard data center background checks and high security protocols apply to all personnel. So you're going to have to go through clearance because you're building data centers, and they need to know who's in there. Okay. And again, just want to go over the employment structure. The most common misconception: Meta is the funder and owner, finances the training pipeline, and owns the data center site. You're not working for Meta. Okay. CBRE, the operator, runs the 4-week training centers, does not employ you post graduation. Okay. It's the third party contractors, your actual employer, the construction or operations firm running the specific site. So again, Meta's just giving you the opportunity and providing the funding for the free education. The CBRE is actually running the free education centers. It's the third party contractors you're going to be referred to. So even if you went for 4 weeks for free and learned the skill, even if you went for 4 weeks and learned the skill, do it. Do it. You know, with this job right here, you can, learning this information, you could work independent. You could go get to, if it was me, yeah, I would go and I would get the free training. I'd work for somebody for a little while. I'd get that overtime. And then I can run my own independent business, setting up other small businesses, data centers. Because eventually, small business like hospitals, doctors' offices, they're going to need their own service system, their own data system set up, and you'll get the free training. So, but you're not working for Meta. You're working for, again, Meta's providing the financing so you can get the free education. The free education is run by CBRE, and then CBRE is referring you to the third-party contractors that are building these data centers across America. You do not receive Meta corporate benefits. Pay, hours, site rotation, and healthcare are dictated entirely by the contractor that you're working for. Placement is a pipeline opportunity, not a guaranteed offer. But I'd go just for the education. Just for the education, because again, if you get the education and you're placed somewhere, again, with the overtime, you're going to make a lot of money. However, after a year or two, you can come back to wherever you're from. And again, you can take that knowledge to set up data centers for small businesses. Again, doctors' offices, small clinics, they need people to set up data centers too. Endless opportunities. And again, compensation, floor versus the ceiling. The entry level data technician, the base salary, again, this does not include overtime, is 55 to 75K. For example, if I'm an electrician, I'm going to get a higher pay because I'm an electrician. I'm already dealing with wiring. So my pay scale is my base salary is going to be higher. If I don't have any experience, I'm probably going to start out that 55 to 65K. Anything to do with construction, wiring, your base pay is going to be a little bit higher. However, when you add into overtime, there's always going to be overtime because these data centers run 24/7. Okay. So even though the base is 55 to 75, by the time you do the overtime, you're going to be in the mid 100s to 200,000. Strategic takeaway: plan your life and your budget around the 55 base floor. Treat the massive overtime checks as project-based upside, not guaranteed weekly income. But there's going to be overtime, guarantee it, because these data centers need to be up quick. Okay. Now, again, you're going to come in as a based position, fiber installer. Okay. Again, it's 55K is the base, but with the overtime, you're going to be up there. Okay. You're going to be well over six figures. Okay. There's certifications that you take. As you take the certification, you move up in salary. So you go from entry level fiber installer to senior fiber tech, and you keep taking the certifications. Then you move to data center ops technician, and then you move to infrastructure lead RCDD consultant. Okay. But remember, there's always overtime in all of these positions. So the salary is up, not down. Okay. And again, moving from step 2 to step 3 often requires transitioning from one construction phase contractor pipeline into permanent facility operations. Now, let's just give you a comparison. Now, there's other certifications out there, okay? But let's give a comparison. Cost. Meta's program is free. Free. There's other programs out there. You're going to pay $300 to $800 exam and prep. The only difference is Meta is going to be better because there's classroom and hands-on. Time frame, 4 weeks of a rigid schedule. Independent online, 1 to 3 weeks self-paced study, but you're not getting a lot of hands-on training. Okay. Placement, contractor pipeline opportunity. You're referred, you can go through the contractor, you can see where the opportunities are, and you're going to get hired. Independent, self-sourced, job board. You got to look for the jobs. Whereas on the Meta program, they're going to have your information and you're going to have a pipeline where you can apply for these jobs. The credential, okay. On the independent where you pay, you do get the industry recognized global portable certification. With this, you're going to get the Meta certificate. You know, it's not one of these high certifications like Security Plus, but it comes with the Meta recognition. Geography, Ohio and Indiana right now. Independent online study, you can study anywhere. Ohio and Indiana. Okay. That's where the demand is right now. You're going to have to leave home. But again, you are getting this free training. Not only are you getting classroom training, but you are getting on the job training at a Meta owned data center. That's something that you can put on your resume. And if you get placed by one of these independent contractors and you continue to take the online classes, okay, eventually, if it was me and you're comfortable, work there, go up the scale. But if not, you get the certifications, let the company pay for it, work for them for a year or 2 or 3, and then come back and you can do this for small businesses. You can do it for law firms. You can do it for accounting firms. Right now, especially people that work from home or have their own home office or small business, people don't understand that data is extremely important. Extremely important. It's just as if you're cutting grass and you email someone a receipt. That person's name and address is important data. If a hacker gets a hold of that, they can do anything. So even small businesses, home businesses are going to need individuals to come in and set up their own data systems. And you can do that for small businesses, home businesses, schools. You can do that yourself. So remember that the opportunities of this education are endless, endless. And again, You just want to remember it's zero cost, but it's physical. And again, you complete the Level Up program for secure placement while studying for the other certifications. And then once you have this education, you can go anywhere in the country because these data centers are going to every state. Every state is going to need them, and they're going to need skilled workers. So break in for free. And like I said, once you get experience of 1 or 2 years and you get these certifications, you can branch off into creating small data centers for small businesses. For small businesses, okay? Opportunities are endless. Now, right now, this training, okay, is only happening in Indiana and Ohio. But these metadata centers are going all across the country, everywhere. So they're going to need skilled workers. Not only is Meta going to be doing this, there'll be other uh, technology companies that will be opening up data centers. Federal government will be opening up data centers. So break in now. Break in now. But you're going to have to go to Indiana or Ohio for a month for the training for free. They cover everything. Okay, so let's go with the summary right now. If you're willing to relocate to live in Ohio or Indiana and do the training for a month, get a sign there. You're ready for a 10-hour physical labor shifts. Remember, there's the base salary plus overtime. Comfortable with variable contractor based employment. You have a clean background check. Okay. You can go to the site right here. I left a link in the description. Now, if you're looking for corporate tech benefits, forget it. If you're seeking a remote or desk job, forget it. Cannot tolerate strict security, forget it. Forget it. If you don't like being out of state and begin independent CFOT certification through FOA to build your resume, forget it. But this is an opportunity. This is a big opportunity. If you're sitting on your ass because you're unemployed and you can't find anything, if you were in tech and you got laid off and you say you put out 1,000 resumes and nobody called me back, it's time to pivot. If you graduated high school and you fell into that false lie, go to college and everything will be all right, and you graduate with $100,000, $150,000 in debt. If you need a career that is AI proof, this is the opportunity. If you're just sitting at home, sitting on your ass watching TV, this is the opportunity. If you're a person of color, talking about the white man's holding you down, okay, here's your opportunity to get a high paying job. I'm here in New York, and if you're sitting on your ass talking about the white man's holding you back, the economy sucks, okay, here you go. Here's your opportunity. Free. Free. Get off your ass today and get involved. Especially if you're in tech and you just got laid off, or you just got laid off in general. This is paid training. Do something. Take a risk. Take a risk. Do something. Now I'm going to leave the link in the description. Fill out the application and see what happens. See what happens. It's a physical job. It's just like these guys that work on the oil rigs and the oil industry. They're getting paid. It's hard work, but they got a damn job. So here you go. Get future proof right now. Free. Free. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And again, I will see you on the next episode. I believe.